Hey guys, welcome to another delicious episode of Cooking with Gracie Love. And of course, I am yours truly, Gracie Love. So it's right around Super Bowl time, and we have all these different things we love to make and eat during those times, right? So I'm going to show you guys today how to make a delicious little rotel dip, okay? It's going to be fabulous, and of course, as always, super easy ingredients that you can just throw together. One dish pot cooking. I love that. When you cook a dish that you only really need one pot for, those are the best. And especially during something like football season, those different things like that, when you're doing them for a game time meal, kind of a quick little appetizer that you could put together. So today, we're just going to keep it simple but delicious as always. So I have some ground meat. You can use whatever type of ground meat you want to use. You don't even have to use the ground meat. That's completely optional. But I have some ground meat right here that I'm going to go ahead and put in. Mine is ground beef, but again, you can use any type of ground meat that you want to use, okay? So I'm just going to use half of this pack today, all right, for today's episode. I got my pan already on the stove. It's on a medium heat. It's in between the 3 and the 4 if you have numbers on your knob on your stove. So again, I'm going to just use half of my ground meat, and I'm going to put that right into my pan. Woo. Y'all hear that? Fabulous. All right, so I got some different kind of seasonings that I got all pulled out. So right here, some minced onions, some minced garlic that we're going to use and put in there. And you put what you like to season your meats with. You go ahead and use that. But this is what I like to use when I'm doing some Latin American flavors. I like to use like minced garlic. I like to use the minced things if I can't get those things fresh. There we go. And I like to be heavy-handed with it as well. So now I'm going to add some minced onion. Okay, and my new things that I like to use, this adobo salt. I just fell in love with it, and I ran out of accent is really what happened. And I was in the store and I seen this, but it is so good. So if you can, want to play around with that, that's something that's good. But definitely when I get some more accent, I'll be putting the two together. But also, guys, if you're someone high blood pressure, right, diabetic, we want to try to cut down on as much of the salt as possible. Okay, right now I'm adding some of that taco seasoning, okay? I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric, and then I'm going to end it with some black pepper. But again, somebody with high blood pressure, us diabetics, right, we have to be very cautious of our carb intake, our sugar intake, right, our sodium, okay? And so using things like the Mrs. Dash, or using things that have less sodium, using things instead of doing the garlic garlic salt, maybe try using just the garlic powder, using the minced things, using the fresh herbs and spices instead of using so much of the packaged things, because that'll help again cut down on your sodium, cut down on those carb intakes, cut down on all those different things that are hard to really cut back on when you want to eat delicious food, right? You don't realize how much salt is in there when you're using garlic salt, onion salt, you got your seasoned salt, right? And then you're using, we use the Goya, those different things like that have so much salt already in it. And so that's right there, almost, thousands of grams of sugar just so just so your food tastes good. So just play with those different things. Again, try using the fresh seasonings, try using the minced things, and trying to cut back on sugar intake and salt intake. Okay, you guys? Oh, that was a lot of rambling. But like I said, it's a struggle. Me, myself being diabetic, it's a struggle. You know, if I cut back on the sugar, then I'm increasing the sodium that I'm eating, because that's usually what you find. The less sugar, the more salt. And so it's very difficult trying to cut, balance your diabetes and not have high blood pressure. All right. So we're going to let this meat brown right on up. Once that's brown and delicious GBD, right, baby? We're going to let that get nice and brown and cooked up, and then we'll add our cheese in there. I like to use the Velveeta cheese, and I'll show you guys. And again, you can use like the canned Queso cheese. They already have those already in a can, or then a little glass jar as well. You can get that, but I like to use the Velveeta, the block, and then I slice them, and then I like to just cut it right up in half and just do it like that. So we'll let our meat cook, and then we'll add our cheese. And let me tell you, baby, you are definitely gonna want to have this at your next event. All right, guys, so our meat is cooked up nicely. It's all golden brown. And so now we're going to go ahead and add the cheese in there. Again, like I said, you can use whatever kind of little cheese you want to use. I just love to use the Velveeta. I love to use the block. I just feel like it is just gives it a really good flavor, and it's just really creamy, and it's just delicious. But again, completely optional, up to you on what kind of cheese that you use, okay? So throw that right in, and I didn't drain the meat. I want to keep that flavor. I want to have that in my sauce, in my dip, okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and add my Roteo right in there, the diced chilies and tomatoes. And we're just going to let that, I'm going to turn my heat down as well, because you don't want to burn the cheese. You want to melt the cheese, okay? So we'll just let that melt right on down, and we're going to have the most amazing dip. Oh, it's going to be so delicious. I cannot wait for this cheese to melt. It makes me want to turn the stove up a little bit, but do not, be patient. You do not want to serve dip with burnt cheese. Nobody wants to taste that. So be patient. Trust the process, okay, you guys? And just let that cook right on down. Like I said, you're going to have a tremendously fabulous dip, and it's going to be all the rave at your next event. All right, that cheese is melted so perfectly. I want to show you guys what it looks like, and it just looks fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and just add this right. I got some chips right here. I'm going to go ahead and add a nice healthy helping of that on our chips. And you literally make you like a Crunchwrap Supreme with this dip, right? Or like some kind of taco-y fantasticness. Oh, I'm so excited. Here we go, guys. And of course, add your sour cream. I like to use the crema. And then of course you can add your jalapenos, however else you want to spice it up. You won't be disappointed. Homemade Roteo dip with ground beef, whatever ground meat you want to use. Have a good time making this one right here. And make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, share. Also, get your copy of Quick Fix Meals on Amazon. And make sure you check out the new track, Take Me Away, featuring Red Vegas, you guys. Such a jam. I'm so happy that we got to collab on such another great hit. So until next time, you guys.